Everybody, this is Alchemist2, and I'm back again with another movie review. I watched a movie that one of my subscribers actually recommended for me. It's called Adam, and I had never heard of this movie before, so it was a real surprise to find this gem hidden among so many other gems, and it really is a resplendent film. It's absolutely gorgeous. The story is so wonderfully written, especially in the referencing to the Little Prince, which I absolutely adored, and I could see why Beth refers to herself as not the prince but the pilot. And if you've ever read the book, then you understand, or the cartoon, you understand where she's coming from in this aspect when she speaks of Adam. And she's a teacher. She writes children's books as well as reads them, and she works at this school called Wildwood, and it's kind of a lot of irony there in the middle of the city for a school to be called Wildwood. And it's craftily done. I think it's very kind of on an oxymoronic scale there, I thought, but it was very delightful irony. She comes into the city and she meets Adam, and she doesn't know that Adam has Asperger's, but Adam, he doesn't become violent until much later. There's a reason he becomes violent. I won't say what it is, but it's actually very emotionally charged and just wrought with all sorts of possible conflict that it didn't really escalate, but it was just something that Adam really didn't know how to respond to or to handle. He's just socially awkward, and I actually have a friend with Asperger's, and she's brilliant. And I love her to death. I haven't met her in reality, but she's got this unbelievable head for facts, and savants to possess this ability. And it's interesting. I really can understand how autistics see the world and how Asperger's have to try to fit in as best they can, and it can be really challenging for them, and it's very trying at times, but they don't understand a lot of inference or jokes or what makes something funny. They have to express themselves in such a way that they can be understood, and I can understand that. I truly can. I don't have Asperger's, I don't have autism, but I don't know why I have this ability, but I don't really, I find it confusing at times to speak to people in a way that they can actually understand me, and I think it's because of my vocabulary and just the fact that I'm well read, but it can be quite a challenge for me. I know what people are thinking. I can read somebody's face, and I can discern from how a person acts what they are trying to relay to me through speech or however, and a lot of things are done through micro expressions. I've read a lot of books on this, and it's true. It really is true. And this is just a really wondrous, fascinating love story, and it has kind of a bittersweet ending, but it's very tender and moving, and I cried. And the YouTuber that recommended this to me, thank you. I really appreciate you giving me this jewel of a film. It was truly enjoyable, and I absolutely adored it. And it proves that love is the one conqueror. It is the element that unites us all. And it's, like I said before on many of my other reviews, in Maslow's hierarchy, it's at the very top of what we all aspire to. And I'm hopeful, like Adam, that I can find that connection with somebody that will understand me well, they might not understand everything about me. I might not understand everything about them because we're enigmatic creatures, and I myself am extremely enigmatic, even to myself. My mind, I just blew up. But this film just depicts such a remarkable, miraculous tale, I think, and it's just really fascinating. I just love watching films like this because it's a good expose on things that we don't really hear about that much in society, but I'm sure that this happens all the time without us knowing it. I've been in contact, like I said, with people who are deaf, who have what society calls a disability. Excuse me, pardon me. Skype call came up unexpectedly. Pardon me for that. Thousand apologies, my Sahib. But anywho, so I was saying, they it's like with anything else. I can comprehend this. I get it, because as a creative person, I see the world through a lens that is unique. I also love astronomy just like Adam does, and I understand, well, understand is a limited term. I grasp a lot of what theoretical physics speaks of, but still, it is a very multifaceted discipline, and it's still in the process of coming up with some theories and postulations, and it's just, I could go on and on and on, but I don't want to bore people. And when I find people like that, I just think, oh, you are a fount of information. I love you. I can't really, I can't get enough of that. And knowledge is power, and sometimes it can be an intimidating factor too, which he learns through the help of Beth, and then he becomes aware of when he's speaking too much and he doesn't realize that, or when he doesn't have good eye contact, and it's very difficult for an Aspie to maintain that because they don't like to do that. It's very intimidating. It's just off-putting for them to do so. The eyes are the windows to the soul, but it's just another challenge that they have to face in their lives. And it just was so uplifting. I thought it was just such a sparkling example of the truest form of humanity, I think, and the aspect of love. And I just, it's so wonderful. It really is. It's a terrific film. I give five stars, hands down, 2 thumbs way up. And if you're interested in Asperger's, see this film. It will give you a good understanding of what they go through. And I didn't really understand, because I myself, I don't really see those things as an impediment to interaction. I just, maybe because I'm on the same level as many of these people, but it just, for me, it's not really a handicap. For me, it's more of just, will you please stop calling me? It's just another way of, sorry, I didn't mean to yell. It's just another way of interaction with the world, how somebody interprets and processes and tries to function in the world. And the world is complex. Needless to say, diversity is the spice of life, as evolution has taught us. But love is a constant here, and I think that is such a glorious moral, or crux of the story. And it's relationships are hard. Let me just put it that way. Relationships are not easy to maintain, but communication is key, and they have that communication and teaching and learning from each other, and it's just such a good example of what is lacking in a lot of romantic relationships, I think, and so beautifully portrayed. And truly poetic in the way that it does so. And the director, I didn't know the director very well. The director is not a well-known director. It's just Searchlight Films, so it's independent. Fox is backing it, but still. And Searchlight is a independent company, and I love independent films like this because they shine so well. And the horizon at the end, it indicated just the possibilities, and it was just such a enlightening movie, I feel. And if you don't really understand what a person like this would go through, then this is just a great way to kind of step into their shoes for a bit, kind of a voyeuristic way of doing so. But it's like I told Dad, I was talking to him about some of my favorite shows. I said the camera in and of itself is a medium that it doesn't judge. It is an honest, truthful element or device that records what it sees, and it doesn't present any bias. It shows a scene as the scene really is happening, as the scene occurs in its entirety, without any kind of shades of gray in between. It's either black or white, and it's honest. That's why I like film, and film is the most unbiased medium that there is. Maybe I'm saying this out of prejudice myself because I want to be a producer, but there's a beauty in that, I think, and all truth is beauty, and beauty is truth, as Keats once so eloquently said. But that's all I had to say about Adam, and it's truly a glorious movie, and if you ever have a chance to see it, then I would highly recommend it to everybody out there who is at least interested or compelled by Asperger's or anything similar to that, like autism, savantism. There are people who have eidetic memories that just the mind in and of itself, it is truly a multifaceted creature in and of itself. It's not really it's not an organ. It is something entirely different that we don't know how to define, honestly. But it just, for me, it was truly fantastic, and I can't really recommend it more than I already do. And to the viewer who gave me this recommendation and suggestion, I thank you from the bottom of my heart, because it truly was just very moving and utterly sublime. I truly enjoyed every second of it, and thank you.